Hi, Lee Phillips again. I want to talk about refinancing a property once you've put the property into a living revocable trust. We tell you, you set up your trust, then you move the house and the summer house and the rental property, if it's not an LLC, and all of this stuff into the living revocable trust. You're going to avoid probate with the trust is what you're doing. Well, once you've got the property in the trust, you want to refinance. Fine. Interest rates go down. So let's refinance. But you go down and try and refinance, they're going to say, no. Can't do that. You've got to take the property out of the trust and put it in your name before we will do the refinance for you. And the ideal or the classic story on that is me and my wife. We were going to buy a piece of property, and we didn't want to finance the property. We wanted to refinance the house and then use that money to buy the piece of land. So that's what we did. Now, the house was in my wife's, Christy's, trust. And they wouldn't refinance until we took it out of the trust. In fact, they not only said, take it out of the trust, they said, take it out of the trust and put Lee's name on it too, then we'll refinance it. And the answer was, no, we're not going to do that. And I've told this story before, so I won't go into great detail about it. But we did have to take the property out. You'll always have to take the property out of the trust. It's not because you couldn't refinance it in the trust. It's not because the trust isn't a disregarded entity. Let me just put it simply. It's because the bank and the mortgage company are too stupid to know what your trust is. In fact, they're not even going to entertain it. There are trusts that could be designed that would make it difficult for them to foreclose on the piece of property if you defaulted on the mortgage. And so they say, no, time out. We're not doing it. Just get the whole thing out of the trust. We will refinance it. Now, they can't stop you from putting it back in the trust the day that you refinance it. And you're going to do that so you avoid the probate on it. But they're not going to refinance it with it in the trust. So just go ahead, make out a quitclaim deed, move it from the trust back to your name, then move it from your name back to the trust name when the mortgage is completed. They can't stop you, like I say, from doing that, but they're not going to play the game with the piece of property in the trust either. Now, don't forget to subscribe, and if you have questions, submit them to us. I'm going to say happy to answer them. But send them to info, INFO, at legalese, LEGALEES.com. So info at legalese.com, and we'll see if we can get a YouTube video out on whatever your question is. But subscribe. In fact, tell your friends about it. This is a pretty good channel.